Hello friends. Welcome back to Wonderfully Made Bible Stories for Children. Last time, we heard how King David brought the Ark of the Covenant to Jerusalem with music, dancing, and joyful worship. It was a happy day for Israel, and David wanted to honor God in every way he could. Today, we're going to hear about something even bigger. A promise God made to David. And this promise wasn't just for David's lifetime. It reached far, far into the future. Let's hear the story. After the ark was safely in Jerusalem, King David felt grateful. His kingdom was peaceful, and God had helped him through many hard years. One day, David was talking with Nathan the prophet. David said he was living in a beautiful palace, but the ark was inside a simple tent. David felt this wasn't right, and he told Nathan he wanted to build a house, a temple for God. At first, Nathan thought it sounded good. But that night, God spoke to Nathan. God told Nathan that David would not be the one to build the temple. Instead, God said something surprising and wonderful. Nathan returned to David and explained what God had said. He told David that God reminded him of how he had been with him ever since he was a shepherd boy, how he had given him victory, protected him, and made him king. Then Nathan shared God's promise. God said David's son would one day build the temple. But even more, God promised David that his family would continue to rule for generations. God said that David's kingdom would last forever, that someone from David's family line would one day be king forever. This was a huge, special promise, bigger than anything David expected. When David heard these words, he felt deeply thankful and humbled. He went and sat before God and spoke in prayer. David felt amazed that God would choose his family for such a promise. David thanked God for his goodness and asked God to keep his word. David knew he didn't deserve such kindness, but he trusted that God always keeps his promises. And many years later, this promise would lead all the way to Jesus, the King who would reign forever. What a beautiful moment! David wanted to honor God, but God gave David an even greater gift, a promise that stretched far beyond David's own life. Let's think about a few things together. Have you ever wanted to do something kind for someone, but they surprised you by doing something even kinder for you? Why do you think God looks at the heart, like he did with David? What does it mean that God keeps his promises, even when many years pass? Remember, God's promises are strong and steady. And just like David, we can trust him with our whole hearts. Thank you for joining me today to hear about God's special promise to King David. Next time, we'll see how King David shows kindness to someone most people had forgotten. Someone who needed mercy and love. Until then, remember, you are wonderfully made and God loves you. Bye for now.